Hi, in this tutorial series we're going to have a go at building the infamous snake game. So let's get started. So what you'll need for this project is Visual Studio Code. So if you Google Visual Studio Code, and then you can download it for the platform of your choice, Windows, Mac, Linux. You can even run it on a Raspberry Pi. So once you've got that installed, open Visual Studio Code. And what I'd like you to do is just make a folder. I've made one called Snake on my desktop. And then you go to File, Open Folder, and choose your Snake folder and just open it up. Now you'll notice I've got a little picture of a snake. I'll talk more about that later. That's not strictly necessary, but I am going to use it in this video. So we're going to make this game, so let's get started. I'm going to follow along with my PDF guide that I've made for this video so that they match. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make an index.html. We're going to make a game.js, so a JavaScript file, and we're going to make a style.css. So pretty standard web files. So let's jump into the index file. If you type HTML, not there. if you type it in here, HTML. I'm getting myself confused. HTML, and pick HTML5. This will come up. We're just going to change the title, snake, and then we're going to add a JavaScript file. So script, and pick script source. And we want game.js. This will match our game.js file. So if you call it something different, call it something different here. Next thing we need to do is we need to attach a canvas to play the game on. So we'll give it an ID of canvas. So canvas. This is so the JavaScript can access the canvas from the web page. I'm going to give it a width of 600 px and a height of 600 px. That's pretty much it for the web page. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into my folder and I'm going to open my file with Chrome. And there's nothing there, and that's because you can't see the canvas. But if you press F12, and then we can inspect the element, you will see that we have indeed got a canvas 600 by 600. And have we got any errors? We've got no errors, nothing's wrong, so we're good to go. So hopping back into Visual Studio. Let's start on the game file now. So I'm going to follow along exactly with my little guide so that it's exactly the same for you. Now we're going to use event-driven programming, and we're going to use an event straight away, straight off the bat. We're going to use window.onload. As you can see, it has loads of built-in functions. Window.onload, and this is a function, and what this function does is it's an event listener on the document window, and when the page fully loads it will trigger this function. So this guarantees that everything is loaded properly before we start doing stuff. So we're going to do console.log. It works. Now I'm just putting that in there just to test that everything works properly. This here, by the way, is a font ligature. I just type in equals and the arrow key, and on mine it puts them together. On yours it probably won't, but that's what it is. So let's give this a try. So let's refresh the page and we can see it works. Okay, back into the code. Let's do the next bit. We're going to declare two global variables, and this is to store the canvas and to store the drawing context. Don't worry too much about this. It's just JavaScript needs to know what to draw onto and how to do it. So these are global. That means they're at the top of the program. Every function can access them. If we put it inside here, let canvas, that would mean only this function can access this canvas. As you can see, it's different, it's grayed out. So we put them at the top so that everything can access it. Now, we don't want to set it to the canvas because the canvas may not have loaded. So what we want to do is we want to set the canvas here, and this guarantees that it's loaded. So we're going to do document dot get element by ID. So you can see we've got syntax help, and we called it canvas, and that refers to this ID here. So if you changed that, you need to change this. This will grab the canvas from the DOM, and now we need to set the drawing context, and we do canvas, and that refers to this object here, dot get context, and then we need the 2D context. So this is a drawing context. I'll use single quotes for that. This is the drawing context we need to be able to draw to. Now once that's set up, we're going to run a draw function. This is something we are going to make ourselves. So that's the end of the second page. We've got one page left to do. So let's get some drawing done. So we need to make this function draw. So we're going to do const draw. So equals a function. So const draw is a function, and it's going to handle all our drawing stuff. So the first thing we want to do is clear the screen. So there may be existing stuff on the screen from the last update, so we're going to clear the screen. So we're going to use the drawing context. We're going to fill it with we'll probably use a black color. You don't have to use a black color, but we're going to use a black color. And then we're going to do ctx dot fill rect, which is a command. This is the starting coordinates, so the very top left and the top of the screen. And we're going to do canvas dot width and canvas dot height. H-E-I-G-H-T. Okay, it's important to spell things correctly. I often don't and have to come back and fix it. So let's have a look. So refresh, and now as you can see, we've got a black, I'll get rid of that, we've got a black canvas. Let me move that over here, close that down. We might just be able to fit them both on the screen at once. So, yeah, that's better. So we've now got a way of drawing a rectangle. So let's draw something visible. Let's draw Oh dear, what have I typed? Ignore that. Draw, I'm catching the trackpad, that's why. Draw a rectangle. So I'm just going to copy these two lines because they're quite similar. So we can give it a colour. I'm going to carry on with what's in the guide. And then you can give it some numbers. In the guide I gave it 100 by 100. That means 100 across from the left and 100 down from the top. And then we need to give it a size. So I've picked 200 across and 40 down. So when we refresh, we get a box. So it's 100 from the edge, it's 100 from the top, it's 200 long and 40 down. So you can play with these numbers. We are going to get rid of this in a little while. It's nothing to do with the game. I'm just showing you how to draw stuff. Next thing, how to draw an image. So we need to create an image for this. So we'll do at the top, we're going to say let snake equal new image. And then we're going to say snake dot src equals, and then we need to give it the file name. Oh, my keyboard's jumping all over. Snake.png. So that refers to snake.png. So I found my snake on Kenny NL. So if you go to Kenny and have a look at the assets, and I just typed in snake, I think, and I got this, and I downloaded it. It's all free. There's hundreds and hundreds of graphics on here. Very good resource. So I got it from there. So have a go, have a look. Okay, back to the code. So this creates an image, and then this loads the image in. And then we're now going to actually draw the image. So we'll do ctx.draw image, and then we need to give it the name of the image, snake, and then we need to say where it's going to be on the screen. So I'm going to put it at 400 by 300 by, and then the last two are optional, but this is the size. So I'm going to do 60 pixels by 60 pixels, and then we save it and run it, and hey presto, we've got a snake. Got a snake on the screen. How exciting. Right then, so the last thing is, oh, I missed one out. Let's do the text. So ctx dot fill can't type, fill style. We need a text color. Let's give it a white, and then ctx dot fill text. I keep looking over to the side because I'm trying to copy my notes exactly, so that if you can't follow along on the video, you can follow along on the PDF, and if you want to follow along the PDF and then want to watch the video, it will all match. So there we go, that's exactly what I typed in on my PDF. And we've got some very small text. That's because I've missed the line out. ctx dot font, and then we'll give it a font. So we'll have 30px, and I picked Verdana. You can pick what you like. Verdana. You can look them up on W3 Schools or something like that. And we've got the score. So obviously you can move it around where you want to put it. I'm just showing you how to put it on the screen. I'm not going to give you any clues as where to put stuff. That's up to you. So in a nutshell, that's completed the first first PDF, the first sort of lesson. So basically, just to recap what we did, we created a HTML web page, we attached a canvas, and we loaded our JavaScript. Inside our JavaScript, we created an onload function. This will be triggered when the web page loads. It prints a handy message into the console to let us know it's working. It then grabs the canvas from the web page and assigns a drawing context. And then our function calls the draw function. And the draw function has some different things in. We can take these out, put more in, do what we want. But basically we've had a go at a few things. So probably the most important one is we're going to clear the screen after every frame. To do that, we're just going to fill it with a black rectangle. We've had a look at drawing another rectangle. We've had a look at the X and Y coordinates and the size, the width and the height. We've had a look at creating a font, filling it with white and putting it on the screen. And then we've had a look at creating an image, and we've given the image a file name, and then we've used the CTX draw image to draw it on the screen, and we've been able to change its width and height. There we go. I'm not going to release this code. I've put some code on GitHub. I'm not going to put it on GitHub. I feel there's a lot of value to typing it in. If I just give you the code, then you probably won't do anything. So I think typing it in and watching it work and fixing problems is so valuable. I'm going to make you type it all in, and why not? So it's not a lot of work. What I'm going to do next, the next lesson, we will start moving the snake about on the screen. So hope that was okay for you. If you want to leave me any feedback so I can improve this series, please do so. If you have any troubles, get in touch, let me know. I'll try and answer your questions. Okay, thanks very much.